Okay. So I'm coming to you talking about Bodhidharma. Alright? Well, no, my argument. So this is my argument. A lot of people credit Bodhidharma for Shaolin. And I believe that he should be credited for Zen Buddhism and the foundations to get them into it. But in reality, if anything, the thing that, well, sheesh, yeah, give him full credit for Shaolin, but Shaolin shouldn't be the basis where we believe that all martial arts came from. And even if that part, the whole concept of mixed martial arts is a wrong concept. Okay, so these are all my arguments. All martial arts comes from war. Bodhidharma helped lay the foundation of virtue and, integrity being in martial arts, but did not begin martial arts. So let's say he changed the foundation of martial arts, and that the concept of, styles actually began after the destruction of Shaolin, and that certain families hid martial arts within their family, so it became something that only in our family we do. So only if you became a part of this family did you learn this martial arts, even though the concept was more of protecting oneself rather than it being a single style. Okay? So all that argument aside, I go back to 476 BC. Okay? This is the time of the warring states in Asia, really, before China became one nation. It was many different states, and they were always warring against each other for not only land but supremacy. And by the time it ended was actually, what was it? Yeah, it was 476. It ended in 221 BC. Okay, so it lasted for about 200 years, I believe. So this paper tells me, but a lot of stuff kind of is obscure and stuff like that. 210 BC. Okay, so it ended in 210 BC. So you had 200 years of war and the perfection of war. Literally, iron came into play, and they used iron weapons and all that kind of stuff. And the manifestation of China came out of the winner of that war. Now you have the winner of that war, of the wars that was going on constantly. Not only out of, I think, if you watch the movie Hero, you get a kind of better concept. All this war going on. I grew up in war. My family was killed in war. I kind of got tired of war, so I went to war to unite the nation. Now, it worked in concept. China became one nation, but that wasn't the end of all its problems once it became one nation. Still isn't the end of all conflicts, but at least China is one nation, and it ended. So if you watch the movie Hero, you kind of get the concept. Hero with Jet Li in it. I know there's a lot of different movies named Hero. The one with Jet Li. Okay, and I think that was his last dated movie to where he's actually depicted as somebody that actually existed. Okay, so we have that concept of the emperor the guy who won all the wars that became emperor. But remember that there were different martial artists or different military people that were the losers of the war that still wanted to fight. Okay? People that wanted to, rise up as a nation separate from the whole nation of China and, get revenge and not only once again rule China as one nation, but have their nation be superior to everybody else. It's kind of a thing with human beings, but so you have this amalgamation continuously going up. So you have not only probably it's 200 BC, we're going probably to, with all these little battles that came up with the rebellions and all that kind of stuff, all the way to 200 AD, somewhere around there, 200 AD. I don't have the paper when Bodhidharma was born or anything like that. I used to have it, but I don't have it anymore. But I know from memory it was either, it might have been 400 AD. It was from around in that time, 200 to 400 AD, because I think it's 400 AD because it was 600 years after that, which means that China became kind of settled a little bit better. Okay, it was in its settling period that everybody believed that it was, a nation. You had time of people being born and then dying and forgetting, what it was. But the thing that never stopped was the military or somebody of the military teaching their children how to fight. So even if they were of the previous nations, they still taught that style of fighting, their style of fighting, because they had pride in it. They had pride in their prior nation, and maybe even they assembled some of the parts of the names, that they passed down into their children into their style, because they had to most likely change names. So you had this happening also. And not only are these children now going to the military and the military benefiting from these children, but these children going to Buddhist temples to learn from Shaolin. That's what I'm saying is what made Shaolin the center of martial arts. The art became better because you had these people coming to one place, talking with each other and building a martial arts that not only had the values of virtue, really, because not seeking the little entanglements of money or this, I really need food. No, forsaking all that kind of stuff and becoming dedicated to the benefits of all people in one art and all that kind of stuff. Dedication, basically. Becoming dedicated to everyone instead of just one. Or just your family, or just your kids, or just, your freaking lawn, or your car, or something like that. That being set aside, I had all these people from different styles, different families, different military backgrounds coming to this one place, which is why I kind of look at Shin Guang, who was the guy that took over Shaolin after Bodhidharma left. He was also a military general in the nation of China. So he was a general who fought in wars, and he became a Buddhist monk after being tired of that, and he's like, you know what, I'm done with that. I'm going to become a Buddhist monk because I don't want anybody to kill me, and I'm tired of killing people because these people have families. These people had kids. They had children, and what if I want to have kids one day? How would I feel if somebody killed my kid? You know, I would hate them. So what am I doing? You know, that kind of concept. He basically grew a conscience, you know. And also on that, it kind of got rid of, you know, teaching children, oh, war is awesome. War is fantastic. If you become a soldier, you go to war and then you'll do stuff for your country and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you put into kind of perspective, is that right thing to do? You know, fighting for truth, righteousness, and justice is a great thing to do. But if the person that you're fighting for is not an honest person, if the person that you're fighting for does not believe in truth, if the person that you're fighting for does not have that same type of values that you believe in fighting for, you should not fight for them or even follow that person. They should not be your leader type deal. Which is why you would not put your trust in man, put your trust in God. So, anyway, back on that. And that's basically what they're doing. They're shedding all that type of thought process, going someplace else, and I'm going in a totally different direction, and I need to, you know, get beat back. Bam. Okay, so back on track. So now you have and this is also why mixed martial arts is kind of like, because Bruce Lee said it, and they really bank on everything that Bruce Lee said. The expression, the honest expression of yourself. So what does mix mean? Bringing together different things to honestly express yourself. But you're putting everything into one container. It becomes who you are. So if it's the honest expression of yourself, you're not bringing more things in because it complicates who you are. You're taking things out. Taking out hesitation, taking out worry, taking out fear to find love, compassion, truth, honor, respect, you know, virtue. So virtue, number one, I believe, is what made martial artists better. Those type of virtues give you the structures or lays the foundation for you to build upon, basically. You know, without the foundation, you can't build anything because it's here. When you fight, you're fighting from here. You're not fighting from, you know, out here because your fist doesn't automatically do anything. First, you got to see. So your eyes goes to your brain, and then it combobulates all up in here. And if there's something wrong with this, there's going to be something wrong with this. Period. Okay? So that's my point. If there's something wrong with this, there's going to be something wrong with this. Without virtue, there's no martial arts. Without the foundation, which with my whole martial arts is on the foundation, broadening it, making it solid, having great integrity in your foundation so that when you build your walls, they can stand not for 100 years, not for 1,000 years, forever. It lasts forever. Why would you want to build a house that only can last for 300 years? Don't you want to give your kids something in the future? Don't you want them to have something to remember you by? Your future generations to remember you by? Don't you want future generations to remember you? If you don't, okay, that's cool. But then you're not a part of their life. If you're not a part of your kid's life now, then once you die, that's it. You're no longer a part of their lives. They lost you forever. It's the way you think about it. Comes right back to this thing right here in between your ears. Comes back to this thing in between your ears. You know? It's how you view it. If you don't think about it like that, don't get the concept. Right? Am I right?
I don't know what you're talking about. Here. Just get over here. No.
In martial arts or in anything, like if you wanted if you had children, if we had children, okay?
You talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Oh.
If we had children, wouldn't you want to give them something that they could have with them for the rest of their lives?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so wouldn't you rather have something to give to your children to give to their children so that they can carry it on forever?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, would you give them something that once you die goes away? Something to think about, isn't it? Like once you die, it goes away. So as long as you're alive, it lasts. But as soon as you die, boom, it goes away, it disappears. So that thing that they had that carry with them is gone.
Why?
Yeah, it doesn't become worth it, does it? You want to give them something that lasts. You want to give them something that can be carried on and move forward with them and stuff like that. And I'm saying that this can be compared to martial arts or virtue or just anything, the foundation that you build to make your walls, to build your house, to give them a home complete with everything they need, and it can be made into something that they can carry into the future and give to their kids and give to their kids and give to their kids.
Okay, baby.
So that it always lasts. It's something that people don't think about. But I think with martial arts, it can be thought about. Giving your kids something that they will always be able to protect themselves, always be able to think critically about situations, always be able. Great concept, I think. Oh yeah. Always be able. That's awesome. That's so awesome.